Okay, so here we are again in Bulgaria with Karl Dawson.
Hi Martina. Yeah, it's wonderful to be back in Bulgaria, and I remember you came and you saw a little bit of EFT last time you was here, but now you fully experienced the whole course.
Well, yes, I was here in 2014. I saw not part of it, but I feel like I saw a lot of a big part of it, and now I was so willing to come and visit the whole course.
What I was going to say is, what did you think of the course and what was important for you?
For me, this is the most amazing technique I've ever come across to, because I've been working as
therapist practitioner.
Yes, and I've been working with quite a lot of techniques like quantum synchronization, like different meditative techniques, but EFT and especially the matrix brain printing. It was the most amazing technique I've ever met. It was like the strawberry, the cherry on the top of the pie. So it is a technique that allows very quick, very gentle, and very deep transformation.
I think that's one thing I like about it. I wasn't trained as a doctor, as a psychologist, and it's been important to me with these techniques to make it simpler and accessible to the average person. The person, the average person around the world that can just use these techniques for themselves, for their families, for their children. Yeah, and I think that's so important that they're quick and easy to learn, easy to use, but very powerful and effective.
Very powerful indeed. And what if you had to put it in a few words or a few sentences? How would you describe it, your technique? Because it's your technique.
I think it's just that the knowledge that you learn that every problem we have in our lives, whether it's pain or illness or disease or relationship issues, just comes down to our negative beliefs based on what's happened before in our lives. And it's quite obvious. I mean, it's nothing new with that. But what we have with the EFT Matrix is the ability to see what the problem is, quickly find these memories, even when people don't know where the problem comes back to. We can get back to the root of the issue. We can work with these memories. We can resolve the trauma incredibly quickly with a combination of the talking and the release of the negative energy and the trauma of these events, but then also begin to understand what these beliefs and decisions were and change them. And when you resolve the traumas and you change the beliefs, a person's life's going to get better. And it's as simple as that. And that's the power and the simplicity of EFT and Matrix.
In Matrix, because the Matrix is an important part of it. It's not only the EFT. We don't go so deep with EFT itself, don't we?
Yeah, the Matrix allows you, by literally stepping back into these memories of the past where we were traumatized, to re-experience, but not in an emotional way, just to see what happened, to understand what happened, but also allow a completion of these memories in a much more positive way. And what's important with this is not just thinking they're different. We subconsciously allow the client to change the memories, so we turn a horrible memory with negative beliefs into a very positive memory with positive beliefs. And it's simple and easy to do, and anybody can do it. And when you do that, it just changes how you react in the world. The stress goes away, the anxiety goes away, and you're just a happier person in the world.
And okay, do you become a happier person? And can you actually resolve a real issue like illness or a bad relationship?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously some issues are going to take longer than others. Some things, one session it's resolved, others may take 5, 10, 15 sessions, depending on how big the issue is and how much work there is to do. But there's, we have many practitioners around the world and many trainers around the world, and the amount of amazing case studies we have with everything, from cancer down to just phobias and allergies and relationships. We just got some stunning results, and as I said before, it's just like it's so easy to learn and apply them. I mean, we have teenagers that are using these skills with other teenagers. Yeah, we've had people on the courses from the age of the youngest was 15 and the oldest was 87. So it's for anybody. It's never too late to learn these techniques.
Yes, and except those that you covered just now. I mean, you said like illness and bad relations and allergies and phobias. What else can we cure or change, transform using EFT and Matrix?
Basically, anything where there's negative beliefs and trauma involved, which, you know, when you look at any issue at all, you know, ultimately, if you're dysfunctional in your life in any way, it comes back to what's happened previously.
And it always goes back to a memory, to a wrong belief.
It always goes back to memories and wrong belief. Yeah, anything dysfunctional, you know, and usually back to, you know, quite early in childhood. But, you know, as I said, we can quickly find these memories and resolve them.
And that changes the whole world.
That changes
our world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, but how do you know it's real? How do you know it's really happening? That it's real. Do you have any? Can you prove it? Do you have any proof of that?
Any proof that what's real?
I mean, what's the thing that you're doing in the Matrix? Like, how do you know this is not a suggestion of the mind? How do you know it's not a placebo effect?
Well, you know, a lot of medicine is, you know, the effects of medicine is just placebo effect, and that was the dominant the health system in the world. But the thing is, people are brought up to believe that doctors and medicine fixes you, and that's why the placebo effect works so well. People are not brought up to believe that tapping on yourself will heal you. And so there is no belief there, but it works anyway. And you know, the placebo effect is like, you know, 30–40% successful, whereas with EFT and Matrix imprinting, you know, when we look at resolving the trauma from memory, you know, it's like 90–95% successful, even though people don't believe it will work. So, you know, virtually any memory that we have, usually within 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it can go from a, you know, a horrific memory, traumatic memory, to a very positive, empowering memory. You know, and that we've proven, like, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of times, you know, with thousands of practitioners who, you know, get these results endlessly. And as you keep resolving these memories and the traumas connected to them and the negative beliefs, it just makes sense that your life is going to improve. I mean, anybody can understand that the way you react to the world and the stress in the world is based on your experiences. And if you can change the previous experiences, the stress goes away and the body can heal itself. And what's wonderful now is, I mean, while these techniques are, you know, accepted and huge in places like in Australia and England and in America, where it originated, it's great to see people like Irina, who you know very well, with her organisations beginning to introduce and bring people over, and the training that she's doing herself to introduce people to these techniques. Because everybody in Bulgaria that will teach says, like, oh, we need this in Bulgaria. Yes. So it's wonderful that this is happening here.
Oh yes, that's really great. But talking about that, well, what kind of people come to your seminars, and what kind of people use EFT and the Matrix in their practice? Like scientific people?
The variety is huge. From people come that are sick, that just want to learn the skills for self-help. People come that just want to help with the children or the friends of the family. All the way to we have, you know, people who want a new career, that they kind of get a passion for helping people. So they might have been hairdressers or bricklayers before, and they just, you know, IT people, you know, so they just feel that they want to help people. To existing therapists, like, you know, NLP practitioners and hypnotherapists and, you know, reflexology and family constellation. You know, they're already therapists and they just want to learn new skills. All the way up to, you know, we have professional doctors and psychologists, psychiatrists, counsellors, people who've been doing, you know, mainstream therapy for many years. You know, everybody just does the course together, which is beautiful because it's just such a nice mixture. Yes. It doesn't matter whether you're a doctor or a hairdresser. You know, everybody just learns the same skills, and you know, and they can learn them just as easily. You don't need any previous experience. It's open to anybody.
So it's both for beginners and absolutely no.
You don't need any experience.
Yes.
In fact, in honesty, at times I've found it's easier to teach an 18-year-old with no previous knowledge or skills of therapy, because it's like with technology. You know, it's just you teach them this is how you do it, ABC. And they just learn it. It's just like, you know, they pick up the phone and they just know how to use that. Whereas if somebody's been doing therapy for 30 years, they've got a very fixed way of doing things.
And what is the new thing in the method? Because when you were here in 2014, and It was a really wonderful course, and now you're coming back here with some new knowledge. What is it?
Yeah, over the 8 years of matrix reimprinting, we're always making little steps forward, understanding, making the skills simpler, just expanding a little bit and how we can use them, and just new little techniques that make it even more effective. So this time there's a couple of new understandings that I'll be teaching, but it's the base skills remain the same, and it is quite a long time now we've been doing this, and we've refined it and simplified it, so which makes it very easy for anybody to learn.
So in order to learn this technique, the matrix technique, what do you need to have in your class? Because this seems to be like a deeper technique than the basic EFT.
Okay, so to learn matrix reimprinting, you have to first of all learn EFT, which is a 3-day course, which you can learn in Bulgarian.
Yes, there is a course here. It's Irena Ralevska-Barton who leads the course, and I've passed through this course.
She set up a whole association organisation unique to Bulgaria.
Yes, yeah. Bulgarian Organization of Development of Energy Psychology. In Bulgaria it's called BAREP, with this abbreviature.
Okay, so you can train in EFT very easily with Arena, and then having learnt EFT, I'm coming over now once or twice a year. So having learnt EFT, then you can go on the 4-day matrix reimprinting course with myself.
Great. So this is the path to go.
This is the pathway, yeah.
This is the pathway.
You do need to learn the EFT first with the RAIN, it's very important. It's the basic skills to be able to do matrix reimprinting.
And this is the deeper scale.
Yeah, but it's a deeper skill. It just takes it up to a new level, and it's still EFT based. It's still based on the tapping, but it's just a very different way of using it. But all the basics you learn with EFT, are very useful. EFT in itself is very powerful,
yes,
but it's just then you take those skills and you use that within the matrix work.
Great, thank you. And we have so many people here change their lives. Can we hope that you can visit us again?
Oh, absolutely. I'm hoping to come later this year, and eventually Irene will be teaching matrix reimprinting herself, but for now I'll be coming back several times to teach people matrix reimprinting.
Oh, great to hear. So we have more and more knowledge coming into the future.
And it's a great country to visit. I'm really enjoying spending time with Bulgarian people. One last thing, of course, both of our books, the first one, Matrix Reimprinting.
Yes, now you have a new book.
Yeah, and both have been translated into Bulgarian, so people can get the books and have a read, and understand some of the basics and get their enthusiasm and excitement to then come and do the course with us.
Yes, it's very important, even after reading the books, to come and try it.
There's a lot of information in the books, but if you want to use these skills as a practitioner, you need to come and do the course.
Yes, just reading about it is not quite enough. You need to practice it. You need to feel it.
You know yourself. There's a lot more than just what's in the book.
A lot more. Every time there is a lot more, and you can see from a different perspective. Thank you very much for coming back and giving us another perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you.